Okay, on today's video, we are looking about traveling to US, the benefits and disadvantages of traveling to US at this current time. So, if you're Nigerian or you're an African in general and you are planning on traveling to US, I might think you just have a second thought and also make sure your plans are actually what you want. So, if you're planning on traveling to United States of America, we like educational reason for educational purposes to study and to gain your masters, then you should have enough money because Trump isn't taking it lightly with anyone. Don't worry. On today's video, I'll be telling you some of the reason why you shouldn't travel to US at this current time and some of the disadvantages in case you don't listen and eventually you still proceed. So this actually is not to discourage you, but this is to get you prepared for what is coming and what you should be expecting. So my name is Emmanuel and this is Emmanuel Lifestyle. So welcome to the channel and do well to subscribe so that we keep going frequently and non-stop. Anyways, some of the things you need to be aware of is that traveling to US without valid or legal papers will result to deportation, and you will also be limited in case you escape deportation. You will be limited to some certain things. Now let me break it down. You might think, okay, I'm traveling to US for to study, and eventually you go through an agent. This agent has a manipulative way of getting you papers within some space of time, maybe 1 month, 2 months. They get your paper ready because it's for education, and you think since it's educational purposes that you are safe. No, trust me, if the agent don't go through the right source and it's not obtained legally, when you travel, you might get deported in the airport, right from the airport. And if you could escape it and maybe you get to your school, eventually you still get deported because the agent didn't do the rightful things that he was expected or supposed to do. Now he cut angles and cut corners to just get you your papers and your documents seems legal to you because you eventually don't know anything about those papers. So you read through the books and you realize, oh, this is my name, it's stamped, visa approved, blah blah blah, your passport up to date and everything. You move. So these are some of the things you need to know. Traveling illegally is gonna get you deported in any way you're traveling, being it America, Europe, Asia, even here in Africa. Traveling illegally is gonna get you deported, and that'll be waste of funds. Now, the second thing you need to know about traveling to US is that gaining work permit in US is very very difficult. So if you don't have someone to rely on, someone to help you for like a year or two, or maybe if you're lucky 6 months, then you're really gonna suffer right there. So my advice before you make your plans on traveling to US, you should already have someone over there waiting for you who is willing to assist you, help you. You know, people actually make promises and eventually when you get there they change their mind and they be like, I never told you to come, or it was not what I expected. So now, when you go there, based on expectations or his own expectations towards you, you didn't meet up, and eventually he's not having it anymore. And if he can't sponsor or help you, trust you can't do any job, not even at McDonald's. You can't work at McDonald's. So for that reason, you're gonna get stranded and eventually end up losing everything you have, and you have no choice than to start calling your parents at home to send you money, send you money, send you money. And when they can't send you money anymore, you have no choice than to come back home and start from square one. So make sure you already have someone who is willing. It might even be your relative because that's the best way. If you say you're going to meet a friend and friends actually don't, there are friends who are better than brothers, but trust me, you just have to be your relative because I believe blood is thicker than water in one way or the other. So moving on to the third one, it's reason for traveling. Most of us, when we are told about traveling, we feel so excited and we don't actually know what we are going there to do. Especially a country like United States of America, where you know Mexico and US. I don't want to call names, but you know what, they move illegally between both countries. So people actually come over to Africa here to pick young boys and promise them good life, good health, and take them to USA to do business for them. And eventually, most of these young boys fall victim of DRUG trafficking. So I hope you understand that. So you might not actually know that this is what they are taking you there to do. They promise you education when you get there, and when you get there, you don't see education, you don't even see anything, and you have no choice than to do what they're asking you to do, especially when they point GUN to your head and you have to just obey, or else you face the consequences. This has actually put many young boys behind bars, and people don't talk about it because they feel it's actually don't happen. It's still happening, but they are modernizing the way it happens. Then you have to take it from here to there, but now it's within the city, so it still happens, and it's even more rampant now compared to before. Now, the fourth reason why you should be considering your travel to US is that United States travels are very, very expensive. Traveling from Nigeria to US is quite expensive. It's not even cheap. It's not something you don't know. I'm very sure anyone who's planning on traveling to US already knows how expensive it is. The money it would cost you to travel to US, you will use it to move your entire family to country like Sweden, Ukraine, countries like neighboring European countries, even Canada. Yeah, Canada is quite expensive, but what you don't know is that US is more expensive than Canada. So these are some of the things you need to be aware of while traveling or before traveling. I myself, I really want to travel to places like that, but Canada, US are not on my list. So if you're someone who's planning on traveling to United States of America, these are some things you need to know. And the last one is Trump problems. Now, people don't talk about this. They still tell you to come over to US. Last year, Trump deported more than 10,000 Nigerians. Not to talk of Africa, almost a million in general was deported. And now you're still planning on moving back to United States, where people, even those who got married there, were denied paper, they were denied citizenship. Those who were born there were also denied citizenship. So these are some things you need to consider before traveling to US. If you were born in a country like UK, that's England, neighboring countries, Wales, and the rest, you will notice that traveling in those countries are cheaper because you could easily use train to commute. But US are actually building borders everywhere just to reduce the migration, and it's not something that it's welcoming. A country that is building borders does not want migrants into their country. So that is one thing you need to know about traveling to US. US don't want migrants, especially now that they have a new president who was once the former president Trump. He's willing to fight and to do anything. So these are some of the things you need to know and be careful of. So this is my take on it, and I hope you find this video interesting or helpful in any way. Once again, see you on the next one. For now, stay blessed.